and then followed by Senator Young.
Thank you for the time you spent in my office this morning at 8:15. I appreciate that very much. Iowa farmers rely on exports for their business. When they hear the Biden administration promote what is called work-centered trade policies, farmers feel forgotten. The U.S. is creating a leadership vacuum that is being filled by China and the European Union. And by the way, the European competitors do not think that free trade agreements are a 20th century tool like our present administration does. The European Union is working on securing market access for its agricultural producers through comprehensive trade agreements. So for you, in a very general question, how do you intend to promote a trade agenda that will serve American farmers and producers, and will that include advocating for free trade agreements?
Thank you, Senator Grassley, and thank you very much for the time this morning. I enjoyed our conversation very much as well. So as Chief Agricultural Negotiator, if confirmed, I would advocate for farmers the same as we talk about worker-centered policy. Farmers are absolutely workers, and so that would be front and center in terms of my agenda. I think regardless of whether the three letters FTA appear in any of the regional initiatives that we would do on trade, I promise you that I will fight for the absolute full market access for American agriculture in those regions, regardless of what the actual agreement name is or what the initiative's name is. The way I look at it, and I've been 30 years at this business, I agree that free trade agreements are kind of the Eagle Scout level of attainment in terms of what we can do to give farmers market access out there. But I also feel that some of the things we've done, like Japan beef, India pork, Mexico potatoes, are sort of the merit badges on the uniform, so to speak. And so I will work diligently, tirelessly, make sure that my team at USTR are fighting to get a full jacket, sash, everything covered with merit badges, and that at the end of the day, we get the same level of market access for farmers, whether or not the agreement has a certain title or what the name of that agreement may be.
Mexico's non-science-based treatment of agricultural biotechnology is undermining the development of products in the United States, and our farmers suffer as a result of that. This is coming at a time when the world is facing a global shortage of food, a problem best solved by agricultural innovations and technology. So let's assume you're confirmed. What are you going to do about enforcing USMCA biotechnology provisions to prevent disruption to North American grain markets and on-farm innovation?
Yes, sir. Senator Grassley, if confirmed, this will be a key area of priority for me. Biotechnology and agriculture innovation is how we're getting through drought. It's how we get through difficulties in terms of production. And maintaining market access for those products is absolutely vital. I feel that's necessary for us if we have to use USMCA provisions to enforce on biotechnology, that every tool should be at our disposal. This is a key time to have this conversation because as countries, as you referenced, face food inflation and pressures on supply, that we recognize that it's actually ag innovation that's ensuring continued supply. And so we need to make sure that our farmers, if we're asking them to do practices that are helping with sustainability, climate, usually it's elite gene lines and seed that are helping to do that. The U.S. government reformed its biotechnology policy, and so we want to make sure that other countries have access, not just for plants, but for animal-based biotechnology as well. These are all key areas for us, and that'll definitely be a priority for me as Chief Agricultural Negotiator.
Let me end with the unjustified trade barriers on exports of ethanol. This is a matter both for corn growers and ethanol producers. Currently, there's an ongoing countervailing duty order on U.S. ethanol exports to Colombia. I understand that the Colombian government is currently deciding whether to terminate these duties through sunset review. Can you commit to work with your colleagues at the USDA and state to make sure that the Colombian government does the right thing and terminates these unjustified tariffs?
Yes, if confirmed, Senator Grassley, I would work with your team, work with our team at USTR and USDA to line out a strategy in dealing with the Colombian issue that you raised. There are so many opportunities for biofuels right now. Mexico has just gone to E10 recently, or allowed for E10. Japan is committed to doubling its imports of biofuels. So there are a lot of opportunities out there right now for biofuels. And if confirmed, I'll be an advocate to make sure that those bobbers that are out there moving on the water result in us getting some fish into the boat.
I thank my colleague, Senator Young.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to thank my